Good Sunday morning. My name is Jaden Jefferson, and welcome to this week's Community Focus. We are coming up on the 2-year anniversary of May 30th, 2020, a day that some of us may not sound familiar, but we probably likely remember what went down. Black Lives Matter protests in downtown Toledo quickly turned violent after Toledo police took action later in the evening. And joining me now is one of the protesters that were there for that protest, Ny'Asia Mathis. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Not too bad. Thanks for asking.
So kind of give me an idea of what that protest was like before TPD took a course of action, put it that way.
So I remember at first it was circulated that it could get out of hand from previous bigger cities such as like DC, New York, and things like that. So they figured that it could get out of hand, but at first it started off very peaceful. It was a very professional setup. They had a few different speakers come. I saw people from my school, Mommy Valley, come, and it was really a welcoming thing. It was insane how many people there were. It was like right in front of or on the corner of the police station. And it was just so many people. It was probably like 400 people. People, kids, students. I even saw a teacher. It was insane. It was just a welcoming hug just to be there. Nothing like it.
Why do you think things changed? Because when this protest first started, there was no issue that was raised by anyone in city government. So what changed?
Personally, I think that the local government most likely got kind of scared of what we could be capable of and how we could turn into a threat to them. So I think like other cities, they decided to prepare. And in this case, it was overly prepared because there was no threat. It was more instigation by the police, from what I recall. But that's what I remember. They were overly prepared for us to turn violent.
Looking back and seeing what course of action was taken by both protesters and police, now almost a couple years later, do you think that anything has changed, really?
I think the only thing that's changed is people have become more aware of things they weren't aware of before. I think it definitely raised awareness, the violence, the police brutality that happened at many protests. I think all of that definitely raised awareness and made people become more aware of themselves. But systematically, I don't believe there's been a whole lot of change. There has been no warrants have been banned and things like that. But other than that, there hasn't been much change to push forward.
How did it make you feel seeing the police department take such, different steps to address this? Because obviously it was a peaceful protest, having been there earlier in the day and seeing what was going on, but to have it just quickly turn like that and seeing what law enforcement was capable of, what impact did that have on you?
It was also really eye-opening. I didn't know our police department carried tear gas, let alone that much to be dispensed into the crowds. It was concerning to see police officers on top of roofs deploying the tear gas in different buildings, trapping us, surrounding us, following us. It was pretty hard to see and be around, but I think it was well needed to show that this is a systematic issue that happens all around the nation and everywhere, for sure.
America's ignorance with regard to race is something that doesn't surprise any of us. We already know it's there and it's persists, even after all that we've been through. And a lot of people still don't quite frankly understand what this movement is about. So for people that are seeing this and immediately are thinking negative and have their own, perspectives on these things, what's your message to them?
My message is to self-reflect of how you're contributing to the society. Self-reflect and maybe expand your bubble and expand your circle. I know going to a protest for me was different than any experience I've ever had before. And I would definitely encourage those people who maybe do not believe in a cause to even be at a protest, even if they don't support it, but just to acknowledge all the hurt that they feel, all the support that you can feel at a protest from the different alliances and things like that. I would tell them to try to understand or talk and open up your circle. That's what I would say.
2 ears to listen, one mouth to speak. That's probably the best way to put it. Ny'Asia Mathis, thanks for joining me this morning.
No problem. It's an honor.
Thank you. You have a great Sunday.